A federal court has ruled against President Obama's executive action on immigration. Now, that blocks his program that would have protected millions of illegal immigrants from deportation. All rise, Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. All right, Judge, let's get right at it here. It was a 3-judge appellate court, ruled 2-1, and said, Mr. President, you cannot do that. Big blow to the president?
A tremendous blow to the president and a tremendous blow for the rule of law. This is the case where the president issued a series of executive orders to various officials in the Department of Homeland Security and said, if illegal immigrants do A, B, C, D, and E, and some of the A, B, C, D, and E are good things like get a job, get a high school diploma, pay taxes, get a social security number, but he made them up after Congress had rejected them. If they do A, B, C, D, and E, we will not deport them, even though the law mandates that they be deported. The state of Texas filed a lawsuit and said, you know what, it's easy for you to say we're not going to deport them, but if you don't deport them and they live in Texas, we don't have the money for it. And the Supreme Court says if they live here, they're entitled to health care, they're entitled to public education, they're entitled to transfer benefits if they can't eat, otherwise known as welfare. And we don't have that in our budget. 24 other states joined the Texas lawsuit, and a single federal judge enjoined the president, almost unheard of. Last night, the appeals court in New Orleans, which oversees federal district court judges in Texas by a 2-1 vote, upheld that injunction and made it permanent. The President of the United States of America and everybody who works for him in the executive branch is permanently enjoined from enforcing his executive orders, which would have substantially modified and rewritten federal law in a way that the Congress rejected.
Now, can the President, of course, can go to the Supreme Court?
Yes, of course.
But it's a very busy session that they're in at the moment. Could he just interject that and say, hey, make your mind up, Mr.
Yes,
Prince?
he could. He could say, he could file an emergent appeal, and they could say, we're not going to hear it in an emergent capacity, meaning the injunction will stay in place until the case naturally makes its way up to us. See, the effect of the injunction, believe it or not, is now a trial in Texas in which the state of Texas and the other 24 states will prove that they can't afford this. I don't think such a trial will happen. I think the injunction will effectively be permanent, and it will outlast the president's administration, meaning it will be in place when the next president succeeds him.
Well said, Judge. You make us all understand it, and we appreciate that.